Now, Queen Esther. This is based in Esther 4 verse 13 to 16. Now Esther risked her life to save her people while trusting in God's protection. There are two things here. Firstly, I want to explain why she risked her life. Because there was this man called Haman. He was a high-ranking official in King Ahasuerus' court, and he plotted to have the Jews exterminated. Now, who was the Jews? The Jews was the Israelites. They were God's people. Now Esther, she's just like us. We get to stand for God in this world to save His people, even when it is difficult. And that is what God is encouraging us to do, is to stand for righteousness even when it's difficult. And that is found in Psalm 27 verse 1. But imagine this woman. She's a woman. In that time, the women didn't really have any power. She was a woman, and she had to have courage and faith. Faith that God said He's fixed and firm in God and in their relationship. And she had to have courage. She had to act in boldness. She literally risked her life as she went before the king. And I want to encourage someone today that it doesn't matter who you are. Esther was an orphan. She was an orphan, but she became queen, and she was used by God to save her people, to save His people. And we have courage and faith through the Holy Spirit. Faith is actually a fruit of the Spirit, and because He is within us, we have the fruits within us. And when we really know who He is, when we know that He is faithful, especially when He says He will always protect us and He will always be there for us, we can just stand, we can have confidence in that, like Esther did. Even though she may have been afraid, it might have seemed difficult, God came through. It's because who He is. And courage and faith overcomes fear when we are tapped into the Holy Spirit. Like we said, Esther risked her life, but she trusted in God's protection. Even when things seem uncertain in our lives, we can trust and be certain that God will do what He said He will do, and we can hold on to who He is. That He will never leave us or forsake us or leave us to be killed by, say for example, the king, because we are standing up for His people. He's calling us to be bold and courageous and faith-filled people. And we can only do that through the Holy Spirit. And like we see here, if we stand for righteousness, if we stand for Jesus and for righteousness, we get to see how God's plans always prevails. Haman's evil plan backfired, and God's people were preserved. No matter what the enemy has placed in front of us, or no matter what the enemy has sent us around us, we are safe because God always prevails. So know today that you are courageous and you have faith, like Esther, to stand up for God's people in this world, to stand for Jesus, to stand for His righteousness, stand on His gospel, His good news.
This moment